No matter how much information you drench yourself in, there's still going to be stuff that you don't know. And that's just the reality of it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Itunu if you are seeing me for the first time, and if you're not, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to be talking about the things that I wish I knew prior to becoming a first-time mom. No matter how much research you do, to be honest, you can't know it all. My situation, in my case, I'm just going to share with you guys the things that particularly stood out to me that I wish I knew beforehand, because the first few months, right now I'm about 3 months plus postpartum, and it's been rough at some points. It's been rough. Let's not even lie. It's been rough sometimes. It's been rough sometimes. The very first thing that I want to highlight that I wish I had known or wish I had done prior to giving birth is done more research on breastfeeding. During my antenatal appointments, I was asked a couple of times, oh, what do you want to do? How do you want to feed your babies? Do you want to breastfeed them? Do you want a formula feed? Do you want a combination of both? And I was just like, yeah, I want to breastfeed. Like, I want to breastfeed. But for some reason, I didn't research breastfeeding. I just felt like, oh, it's the most natural thing. You just give birth and boom, there's milk flowing and your baby's just going to be full and I was seeing some videos of people having freezers full of breast milk. And I just felt like that was going to be it for me because it's so natural producing milk as a mom. But oh, was I shocked? Was I surprised? This breastfeeding journey has been rough. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, when I had my babies, you would immediately do skin to skin where your baby would gravitate to the nipple and and they're able to suck, blah, blah, blah. So my baby girl was able to latch and suck from the breast. And my baby boy, he took a little bit longer, maybe like a couple hours, and then he was able to latch onto the breast. But my little girl Itunu, she came out a little smaller. I'm just going to refer to them by their names. Shala is a boy and Itunu is a girl. So Faye and Itunu. Okay. So Itunu was a little smaller, and they said I shouldn't breastfeed her because it's going to hamper her growth, because she's going to be using all her energy that should be transferred to growing. Instead, she's going to be using that to suck because it's too much work for her. She's too little. Faye, on the other hand, they're like, yeah, he's fine. He can jump right on the breast and just feed from there. But for some reason, because we were formula feeding one baby, we just kind of formula fed them both. And sometimes I would feed Faye on my breast as well, because I also wanted to rest, because it was rough. The first couple weeks was really, really tough on my body. So I wasn't even thinking about it. And in the hospital, they'll bring the pump, tell me to pump, blah, 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 but it was so painful. I feel like the flange that they gave to me was just not appropriate. I didn't even know about flange sizes. It was just a mess. I didn't enjoy pumping, so at some point I just stopped pumping. My milk supply was not building up as quickly as it needed to. Secondly, to make matters worse, because I was told to not breastfeed my daughter, she got nipple confusion. So she got so accustomed to either finger sucking or bottle feeding that she will not feed on the breast. She just will not have it. This girl will be starving. You put a nipple in her mouth, she will just be there still crying with the breast in her mouth. Like, she doesn't even care. She's not even gonna try. She's not interested. To her, that's not how she gets fed. To her, that's not food. So it was really frustrating for me sometimes when, like, you know, you have to go and put in the formula, when you can just put the baby on the breast and they can suck, but she's just not interested. And that really stressed me out. What I would have done regarding this was to maybe even start pumping before, maybe like a week before I gave birth, just to stimulate that, you know, production, and just give yourself, you know, enough milk supply. I would say what I would do would be get a breast pump before and pump even before you give birth. I have a whole other video on breastfeeding. I don't know if you guys are going to see that before this video, but that is in fact, there's so much to cover for my breastfeeding journey in that video. So I'm just going to dedicate a whole video to that. So if you're interested in that kind of video, definitely subscribe so that you don't miss it. Another thing that I wish that I knew prior to becoming a first-time mom is don't take advice that you don't agree with. No matter how much experience somebody might have, if it doesn't sit right with you, don't take it. Don't do it. Because if it's someone that's so close to you, who you feel loves you and has your best interest at heart, and you take their advice that you're not really feeling like that, when it blows up in your face and backfires, you're going to have negative emotions towards that person. Like, you told me to do this. I trusted you, like, you know. But if you don't take anybody's advice that you don't believe in and only listen to your instincts, if it blows up in your face, you know, hey, I did my best. I tried. I did this from the genuineness of my heart and it didn't work out. Fine, whatever. At the end of the day, mama knows best. That's a saying for a reason. Another thing I wish I knew before becoming a first-time mom was how long bleeding lasts. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like bleeding for 1 week or 2 weeks. I feel like I bled for a month and a half. Yeah. I feel like it was off and on for a month and a half. Not heavy bleeding though, but like, you know, heavier in the beginning, and then as time went on, it would slowly reduce. Some days there will be no blood and the next day there's blood. So I think for a month and a half I was still bleeding. And now, depending on how much pressure I put on myself, if I put so much pressure on myself, I do get a tiny bit of bleeding. I wouldn't even call it bleeding, just like, you know, spotting. And it's not red blood. It's like, you know, when your period is about to end, that kind of like spotting. And it lasts one day and the next day I'm back to normal. I feel like I even only found out that you bleed after giving birth, maybe like last year or 2 years ago or something like that. It's so weird. Like these are normal things. I don't know why they don't tell us. Like, why did you tell me? Even in my antenatal appointments, nobody's preparing you for postpartum. They just like look at your pregnancy and then after that, oh, you're good, bye, you know. But there's so many things I didn't know. I also wish I knew how long it takes for your body to recover. I'm 3 months postpartum and I still haven't fully recovered. After I gave birth, I found out that it takes you about a year to really get back to feeling 100% again. Why did I not know this? Why didn't I know this? Why are they not telling us these things? Why? I still get like pelvic pains here and there. Like, I feel like my uterus hurts if I exert myself too much. Like, for example, if we go out to town and I'm pushing the buggy and I'm walking really fast, by the time I get home, this area is in shambles. Like, the pain is intense. But I'm trying to take it easy and just try to recover and go easy on my body. Like, I had very high expectations for my recovery, but now I know better. I'm just going to take it easy on myself. So that's one thing you should keep in mind. People are different. Everybody's different. Somebody might feel A1 after 6 months and somebody else might just be getting started after 6 months. You just never know. I wish that I didn't spend money at all buying baby clothes, to be honest. Buying new baby clothes. Honestly, you don't need to do that. You don't need any newborn clothes. Okay, maybe buy 1 or 2 that you can wear from a hospital. But to be honest, they grow out of these clothes like with lightning speed. And I remember one day, Annie and I were so excited. We're like, oh, the babies are coming soon. Let's go buy some baby clothes. Went to the store, spent like 60 euros on baby clothes, and we only got like 4 pieces. And yeah, those clothes, I don't think they wore them up to 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. So the best option would be get used clothes, maybe from a friend who has had babies, or secondhand clothes. You can always wash them. So what the heck, you know, just get used clothes. There's no point spending so much money buying brand new clothes that they're only going to wear for 2 seconds. There are other things that you could channel that money into that will be so beneficial for you and your baby. This one hits hard because I can't even say I didn't know. This one I knew. I just didn't take it seriously. This one is keep working out as a lifestyle. I'm more used to working out because I have a body goal, or working out because, you know, I gained some weight. But just work out. Even if you're pregnant right now, just move, you know? Keep intentional movement as part of your lifestyle, because these babies are going to take so much energy from you, regardless of if you work out or not. So you're better off just doing it strong. Just make sure you're strong, because whether or not you're strong, you're going to need to give all that energy. So would you rather be drained at the end of the day or just be a little bit tired? Pick one. Another thing I wish I knew prior to having my babies was that I cannot do it alone. I know that sounds crazy because I had twins, but I really put a lot of pressure on myself in the first few weeks postpartum. My husband would say, oh, let me sleep next to the babies. You sleep on the other side so that you can rest. And I'll be like, no. Like, you sleep there, because also, secondly, this is so funny. He's going to be so mad at me, but he was so exhausted the first few weeks after the babies came that he would sleep so deeply. The baby could be crying and this man would not hear. And Ini does not sleep like this. This man, if you just cough in the middle of the night, he's like, oh, you okay? Normally. But when these babies came, he was so exhausted that they would be crying and he wouldn't even hear. Sometimes I would physically be shaking him and he won't wake up. The exhaustion is real. And I feel like that put pressure on me, because I feel like I needed to be there. You know, there's this mama thing, any small, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Where's my baby? You know? So I really appreciated him wanting to help, but I was scared that, he wouldn't hear the babies crying. But at least I was there to hear the babies crying. So I was like, hey, wake up, That was an option, but I decided to choose the hard life and be the one next to the babies. Don't do that. If you have help, take it. The last one, last but not least, because this one is really, really close to my heart. I wish I knew this earlier. Guys, formula is not poison. I'm going to say it one more time. Formula is not poison. For some reason, I felt like my baby's being fed formula meant I failed, because I already had this whole idea of breastfeeding, like no formula whatsoever. But that was not the reality. Yes, we know breast milk is the best for your babies. Even on the packaging of the formula, they will tell you breast milk is the best for your baby. But that doesn't make formula the devil or poison or something harmful for your baby. It's not in any way, shape, or form. So looking back, I should have put much less pressure on myself from my babies having to feed on formula. There's nothing wrong with it. Period. So guys, that wraps up this video. I hope you're able to take one or two things from this. If you're pregnant, if you're a new mom, let me know how far along in your pregnancy you are or how far postpartum that you are in the comment section. Let's have a little chit chat, okay? See you guys over there and also in the next video. Bye.